I spilled some motherfucking coffee on my motherfucking jumper. I have a prediction that I want to make, right? And that is that essentially AI is just a pipe dream and it's going to essentially flop. It's going to completely flop. That is my prediction. What I mean is, like, compared to the smoke that's been blown up everyone's assholes over the last few years of, like, AI hype. In a very similar way to what happened to crypto, right? Because to me, like, there's, you know, with crypto and AI, they're very similar in the sense of, like, there's lots of big ideas, interesting theory to it, but when you apply that theory into reality, it's not such a dreamy, idealistic version anymore because humans, you know, they'd be doing human stuff. And essentially the reason that I wanted to make this video was because of this video.
This week, OpenAI announced that they will pay AMD about $100 billion for 5 million graphics cards. At the same time, AMD announced that they are giving $100 billion back to OpenAI in the form of stock. OpenAI also announced that they will be buying $200 billion worth of graphics cards from NVIDIA, and at the same time, NVIDIA is going to invest $100 billion back into OpenAI. The problem is, NVIDIA doesn't have $100 billion to give to OpenAI. But that's where the third deal comes in, because OpenAI is going to give Oracle $300 billion to use their data centers. Oracle is going to take the $300 billion and walk it across to NVIDIA to buy approximately 3 shit tons of graphics cards to shove into their data centers. So then NVIDIA is going to take this money that they just received from Oracle and use that money to invest in OpenAI. Did you get all that?
I did not get all of that. Well, I did get it all, but what are we doing here? And I can't help but wonder, as we appear to be getting to the point of the bubble bursting, right? This big AI bubble. Was AI actually ever gonna help us? I mean, as in, like, the people that need help. The rich and the elite classes and the ruling classes and the political classes, they don't need help. These people already have money, power, and influence enough to do whatever they want, go wherever they want, buy whatever they want, buy whoever they want, politically or otherwise, because this is sort of the big selling point of AI, is that, like, look, we can get AI to do stuff for us. Isn't that great? Then we don't have to do anything, and we can just be like the Wall-E people. Cheers, AI. And then, can AI ever actually replace humans? Just in the terms of AGI, which, if you don't know what that is essentially an AI that is one-to-one or better than a human brain, essentially. To me, that's the stupidest, dumbest shit, because as smart as we like to think we are, and as clued up and as knowledgeable and scientifically aware as we like to think we are in the modern age, there's so much of, like, in here that we don't understand. We don't understand what is the line between patterns of thoughts and signals being sent to one another and things like cognitive thought and, like, consciousness and emotion. We don't understand any of that. We do have an understanding of the brain. We can do brain surgery. People have open brain surgery. It's a thing, right? But do we completely understand it? No. No, we're so far away from that. I think this is honestly one of the stupidest things that any pro-AI person perpetuates, is that AGI, we will replace human brains and be even better than them. I mean, it depends what your definitions are, right? Because some things that we have that are AI are already better than a human brain. For example, the YouTube algorithm. Some people love it, most people seem to hate it. But it is undeniably pretty good. And you could make the argument that it is better, e.g. more efficient, at selecting content and giving it to you than you would be at finding that content otherwise. So you could make the argument in some cases that AI is better than a human brain, but for something to be a substitute for a human brain and therefore human intelligence, come on. And it's not a case of, is this bubble gonna burst? It's a case of, when is this bubble gonna burst? And in my opinion, it's already bursting. I just can't help but notice a lot of similarities between, like, when crypto was first coming up and doing its thing, and it blew up and became huge and attracted all of this hype and all of this speculation and all of this money, And then it just like devolved into complete degeneracy. And I essentially see AI going the same way. I literally can't think of any one single helpful, productive, or even promising crypto project that still exists in 2025. I remember back in the day hearing about Bitcoin and I thought, oh, this shit could actually be like a huge advancement in money. It's a decentralized currency. It's not rooted in any country or government. No bank or government or authority has any sort of control over it. It sounds so good in theory. It just doesn't work in reality. And then every project since Bitcoin has basically been a fucking scam. Everything from USDT, which God knows how that's still going and hasn't crashed yet, up until, you know, all the bullshit influencer coins. You got like the Paul Brothers, Hawk Tour coin, your favorite rapper or artist or pop singer ever has done a coin. Do you remember OneCoin? Remember that crazy bitch that did OneCoin? But these projects were all scams. If you've ever heard of CoffeeZilla, the guy's got a whole career off of just covering crypto scams, essentially. Do you remember NFTs? I remember NFTs. Conceptually, it sounds good. A non-fungible token. Something completely unique that you own. In reality, all the NFTs ever amounted to was people having monkey JPEGs on Twitter. Remember Ethereum? I remember Ethereum. Smart contracts, fast network, low fees. People thought that like people would use Ethereum, use these smart contracts to transact with people and like exchange like property and houses, cars, assets, things like that. We can remove the pesky middlemen. We don't need these banks. We control our own money. How is this shit meant to replace a bank account? All it's done is proven that people are actually too stupid to manage their own money and that banking institutions are absolutely vital to society. Is that a good thing? It seems like we're in the same position, but after having wasted billions of dollars on stuff that could have actually helped people. Am I crazy? Anyone that has any significant amount of cryptocurrency, they're just targeted by social engineering scammers that are looking to relieve them of their funds by getting them to give up their wallet keys and just draining their fucking crypto wallet. You can't do that with a bank account. And here we are in 2025. Is there any growth? Is there any future for crypto? And it's the same with AI now. Like, is there really any future? Is there really any significant, meaningful progress that's going to actually change the landscape of anything in the near future? I just don't see it. I feel like we've reached the peak of innovation for where we're at. Like, unless we have quantum supercomputers and stuff, we're kind of limited with what we can do with AI. I'm sure you've seen some of the stupidity with different Chat GPT iterations that have come out where it started like super glazing people and being like overly affirmative, and then it's been completely encouraging people's psychosis and delusions and manias. And it just annoys me how everyone that's pro AI speaks about AI in this way that it's going to be like a life-changing technology. Whose life is it actually changing? Has it changed your life? It's just Chat GPT, cursed AI generated slop, and fucking my iPhone giving me a terrible summarized version of my text that most of the time is just incoherent nonsense anyway. Self-driving with cars is still forever away. Probably won't ever happen due to like legal complications with that. I mean, who's going to be responsible for the accidents when they happen? How will the cars be programmed? If you're self-driving your Tesla smoking a big fucking joint because you don't actually have to pay attention because your car's driving itself and you're blazing this big old fucking joint ski down the road, yeah? And a fucking 2-year-old child walks out in front of your self-driving Tesla, what's the car gonna do? Is the car gonna swerve you into oncoming traffic or off of the road to avoid killing this 2-year-old child? Well, spoiler alert, it's gonna kill that fucking child because you paid for the Tesla and you need to be protected because you are the customer. Fully autonomous cars are a thing. There's Waymo, there's other companies that do these like AI self-driving cars. Will that ever spread? Will that ever grow? No. It's got insanely limited scope and it depends entirely on having this completely compatible environment around it of like traffic lights and signals and other cars. It has to be a whole network or it doesn't work. And fuck me, there's so many towns and cities where the roads aren't even like drivable. They're just full of potholes and they're just shit. And what? We're going to transform everything into cyberpunk and have self-driving cars? What? Students are using AI to like cheat in all of their fucking exams, in all of their assessments, their coursework. Everyone is doing it. And the people that aren't doing it, they're behind because they're not doing it. So then they have to do it. So then everyone's doing it. And then it's like, what's the point in this? Like the education system was already a bit, you know? And now it's a bit, ooh, you know? The only good real world application I can even think of for AI is like taking people out of like dangerous or physically demanding jobs that will harm them and cause them health complications over many years of doing it. But then what? And can that even happen? Are these jobs even actually replaceable by AIs? And we're just assuming, yeah, I'll be fine. Like what? We've not even got flying cars yet. How the fuck do you think we're gonna get AI superhuman robots to do everything for us? And never mind the energy consumption. I mean, we already have right now, like different countries' power grids are shutting off because they're not producing enough energy. And obviously we could do nuclear power. That would be a good solution to a lot of these like power vacuums that exist. But hey, we know what happened the last time humans went crazy with nuclear power, don't we? And similar to AI, right? Nuclear power is similar in the sense of like, in theory, it's really good. It's essentially flawless until humans have to be responsible for running it and maintaining it. And after so many years of complacency and budget cuts, companies being sold to other different companies that are trying to cut costs, you end up with an engineer who's inexperienced, overworked, and in charge of way too many things for what they should be, and then an accident happens. That's just human history. And I essentially see AI going the same way. This guy actually does a channel where he covers a lot of disasters over human history, and almost every time it's down to human error to some degree or another. No matter how good the system is, we fuck it up. So where is AI actually going from here? We are here. We are at the peak. From here, it either does this or it does this. And if you watch this video that I was talking about earlier, you might be more inclined to think this. And this is really my prediction. A big fucking wabam, you know, big fucking bow, you know, right into the fucking ground. If these companies are just passing money around to each other to try and fabricate bigger revenues, to try and claw at more investment, to try and do something, it means they've not actually done something yet. We will never see this dystopian world of like AI servants and Tesla robots in every single home, despite how badly this ketamine-fueled, confirmed fraudulent gamer, deadbeat dad to his 17 fucking kids or whatever, narcissistic, psychopathic, blockheaded, Nazi-saluting, non-American ex-boyfriend of Donald Trump wants to see his little twisted pipe dream become a reality. Okay? I'd be very interested to know your thoughts on where you think AI is going or not going. Leave a comment below. I'll be happy to discuss. And thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.